Joe. He'll walk you through the concepts on the go. If there's any advice you've got, see the show. Cowboy Joe. Cowboy Joe.
Okay, how you doing? All right, let's go. This is a recapitulation of section 1.20 on measurement, and your goal by the end of this lecture is to be able to distinguish between accuracy and precision, and also to make measurements by stating the precision and accuracy of the measurements. So what is a measurement? A measurement is a comparison between an unknown quantity and a standard. Precision's definition. You see all the lines on a scale. Precision's definition comes from those lines. So if you go 1/2 of the distance from one line to the next line on a scale and you figure out what that is, that's what we're calling precision. It has nothing to do with the measurement. It has everything to do with the scale. Accuracy, on the other hand, has everything to do with the measurement. Accuracy refers to how closely the results of a measurement agree with the real value. You want to make sure you're not looking at an angle at these instruments. For example, a graduated cylinder or a spring scale. If you look at an angle, you'll have an apparent shift of an object because it is viewed at an angle, and of course will result in a bad measurement. And this is called a parallax. So avoid the parallax. Get your eyes straight across from the scale. Now there are different instruments used to measure length. The instruments that we use in the classroom is the meter sticks, the rulers, and the calipers. All these instruments have numbers on them that are represented by centimeters. For example, if I asked you to measure that board with that measuring tool, a good guess would be about 4.3. But because you're in physics class, we want to make sure that we are going that extra level, not only taking one extra digit onto our measurement, but also understanding what the precision is. The precision, remember, is found by figuring out how far it is from one line to the next line and cutting that in half. Well, in order to do that, figure out how far it is from one number to the next. It's 1. From 1 to 2, it's 1. From 2 to 3, it's 1. So 1 divided by how many spaces are in here? And we have 10. So 1 divided by 10 is 0.1. So this is 1. This is 1.1. So we have 1, then we have 1.1. So half of that distance, 0.1 is just think of it as money. 0.1 is a dime. So half of a dime would be a nickel. So the precision would be 0.05, plus or minus 0.05 centimeters. And that represents the error in your measurement. The first number, the accuracy part, is the actual measurement. So you would have to take this measurement over here. The board goes to this spot right here. Line that arrow up a little bit. It looks like 4.3 would be a good guess, but a better guess would be 4.35. So 4.35 plus or minus 0.05 centimeters would be a reading for this measurement. Now, using vernier calipers, the precision is a little bit better than meter sticks and rulers. Meter sticks and rulers are plus or minus 0.05. Vernier calipers are actually plus or minus 0.01 centimeter. And we get that because it tells us, we don't have to guess, it tells us what that last digit is. Now there are 3 locations to measure with a vernier caliper. You can clamp onto something, maybe the thickness of a board, or you can pull the clamps apart, maybe the inside diameter of a washer. And you can actually even measure how deep a hole that you're drilling is with a depth measurement. So those 3 locations are used, and you read it the same exact way. So first of all, there are 2 scales that slide past one another. One scale is called the main bar, and the other one's the vernier scale. The vernier scale has 11 lines, numbered from 0 to 10. And the main bar is like a regular 12-inch ruler with centimeters on one side, inches on another. So if we look at the main bar, we have to focus our eyes exactly where the 0 line on the vernier scale meets up with the main bar to take a reading. So this is where our eyes need to be, and we get our first 2 digits on the measurement. So that would be 2 point, it looks like there's 10 lines in between the numbers, so 2.5 is right dead center. 2.6 would be the first 2 digits. Now, like I said, it's a little bit more precise than a regular ruler or a meter stick because it tells us what the next digit is. We have to look at these 11 lines and decide which ones line up with these lines on the main bar exactly. We say collinear, line up in the same line. If you were a little ant walking over here through the intersection, you wouldn't have to turn left or right to keep going. And number 6 is the one that goes straight through. So we say 6 is collinear with this 5 line, but we want the 6, the number of the line. Remember, it starts with 0, and that's going to be the next digit. So our answer is actually 2.66 plus or minus 0.01 centimeters. So hopefully you get a chance to take some measurements with vernier calipers. Also, we can look at spring scales. Spring scales are used to measure force in newtons, and the color of the spring scale is correlated to the stiffness of the spring. Blue is the weakest and red is the strongest. All right, so what is the precision of this scale? We do it the exact same way as before. We try to figure out the distance between the numbers. That's going to be a 0.5. From the 0 to the 0.5 is the distance divided by the spaces. And it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. So what is 0.5 divided 5 ways? Well, that might be a little bit hard to do in your head, maybe. What is point? That's easy. 0.5 divided 5 ways is 0.1. So 0.1 is how far it is from one line to the next, and the precision is half of that. So 0.1, just like a dime, half a dime's a nickel, 0.05 would be the precision. So what is the measurement on a spring scale? There's a little piston that slides up and down when you put weight on the S hook. We want to read the top of that piston. So we want to look at that. And first, let's take the precision. So again, we have the 2 and the 3. We're looking at the 2 and the 3. That's 1 cut up 10 ways. 10 ways, so that's 1 divided by 10. We're looking at 0.1, 2, 2.1, 2.3, 4, 5, the whole way up to 3. That works. So the distance from 2 to 2.1 is 0.1 cut in half. Again, it's going to be a 0.05 Newton. That is common for the precision if it's just by ones and there's 10 lines in there. So now if we bring over the piston and look at where it's at, we got a 2 point. It looks like a little bit past the 5, so we want to guess that next digit. 2.55 would be a good reading. Also, you want to know how to work triple beam balances. Triple beam balances can be zeroed by turning the knob on the left and watching on the right until the lines match. When they match, you got it balanced, then you can put your weight on there. So place an object on the pan and then start with the heaviest mass first until it sinks, then go one back and then go to the next biggest. And keep doing that until you get to the ones digit. If by chance that you got something heavier than what the scale can hold with just these weights here, we have counterweights available. The counterweights come in 2 different sizes, a 500 and 1,000. And we just add them to this little knob on the end, but don't forget to add 1,000 grams to your reading. And that's it, folks. Hopefully we can handle a lab challenge dealing with measurement and make sure you state both the precision and the accuracy. So that's what's next. There's an online version of the lab challenge that you can practice on, but we will be taking a lab challenge next. So until next time.
Cowboy Joe, Cowboy Joe.